ever said how I feel about you.
Over 70 million records sold. The Barbados Reggae Weekend presents UB40.
You got a smile so bright. You know you could have been a candle.
Sunday, April 28th, the National Botanical Gardens. Doors open at 3 p.m. Showtime is 6 p.m. It's UB40. Alongside Queen Africa, Ghost, Morgan Heritage, Massacre, Tessan Chin, and Right Side of Red. Early bird general tickets $70 and early bird VIP $350. Regular general tickets $90 and regular VIP $400. From official box offices and ticketlinks.com. Sunday, April 28th, it's UB40 at the National Botanical Gardens. Powered by CBC Barbados. Over 40 years of reggae music.
Did I ever say how I feel about you?
Over 70 million records sold. The Barbados Reggae Weekend presents UB40.
You got a smile so bright. You know you could have been a candle.
Sunday, April 28th, the National Botanical Gardens. Doors open at 3 p.m. Showtime is 6 p.m. It's UB40. Alongside Queen Africa, Ghost, Morgan Heritage, Massacre, Tessan Chin, and Right Side of Red. Early bird general tickets $70 and early bird VIP $350. Regular general tickets $90 and regular VIP $400. From official box offices and ticketlinks.com. Sunday, April 28th, it's UB40 at the National Botanical Gardens. Powered by CBC Barbados. Over 40 years of reggae music.
Did I ever say how I feel about you?
Over 70 million records sold. The Barbados Reggae Weekend presents UB40.
You got a smile so bright. You know you could have been a candle.
Sunday, April 28th, the National Botanical Gardens. Doors open at 3 p.m. Showtime is 6 p.m. It's UB40. Alongside Queen Africa, Ghost, Morgan Heritage, Massacre, Tessan Chin, and Right Side of Red. Early bird general tickets $70 and early bird VIP $350. Regular general tickets $90 and regular VIP $400. From official box offices and ticketlinks.com. Sunday, April 28th, it's UB40 at the National Botanical Gardens. Powered by CBC Barbados. Over 40 years of reggae music.
Did I ever say how I feel about you?
Over 70 million records sold. The Barbados Reggae Weekend presents UB40.
You got a smile so bright. You know you could have been a candle.
Sunday, April 28th, the National Botanical Gardens. Doors open at 3 p.m. Showtime is 6 p.m. It's UB40. Alongside Queen Africa, Ghost, Morgan Heritage, Massacre, Tessan Chin, and Right Side of Red. Early bird general tickets $70 and early bird VIP $350. Regular general tickets $90 and regular VIP $400. From official box offices and ticketlinks.com. Sunday, April 28th, it's UB40 at the National Botanical Gardens. Powered by CBC Barbados. Over 40 years of reggae music.
Did I ever say how I feel about you?
Over 70 million records sold. The Barbados Reggae Weekend presents UB40.
You got a smile so bright. You know you could have been a candle.
Sunday, April 28th, the National Botanical Gardens. Doors open at 3 p.m. Showtime is 6 p.m. It's UB40. Alongside Queen Africa, Ghost, Morgan Heritage, Massacre, Tessan Chin, and Right Side of Red. Early bird general tickets $70 and early bird VIP $350. Regular general tickets $90 and regular VIP $400. From official box offices and ticketlinks.com. Sunday, April 28th, it's UB40 at the National Botanical Gardens. Powered by CBC Barbados. Over 40 years of reggae music.
Did I ever say how I feel about you?
Over 70 million records sold. The Barbados Reggae Weekend presents UB40.
You got a smile so bright. You know you could have been a candle.
Sunday, April 28th, the National Botanical Gardens. Doors open at 3 p.m. Showtime is 6 p.m. It's UB40 alongside Queen Africa, Ghost, Morgan Heritage, Massacre, Tessan Chin, and Right Side of Red. Early bird general tickets $70 and early bird VIP $350. Regular general tickets $90 and regular VIP $400 from official box offices and ticketlinks.com. Sunday, April 28th, it's UB40 at the National Botanical Gardens, powered by CBC Barbados. Over 40 years of reggae music.
Did I ever say how I feel about you?
Over 70 million records sold. The Barbados Reggae Weekend presents UB40.
You got a smile so bright. You know you could have been a candle.
Sunday, April 28th, the National Botanical Gardens. Doors open at 3 p.m. Showtime is 6 p.m. It's UB40 alongside Queen Africa, Ghost, Morgan Heritage, Massacre, Tessan Chin, and Right Side of Red. Early bird general tickets $70 and early bird VIP $350. Regular general tickets $90 and regular VIP $400 from official box offices and ticketlinks.com. Sunday, April 28th, it's UB40 at the National Botanical Gardens, powered by CBC Barbados. Over 40 years of reggae music.
Did I ever say how I feel about you?
Over 70 million records sold. The Barbados Reggae Weekend presents UB40.
You got a smile so bright. You know you could have been a candle.
Sunday, April 28th, the National Botanical Gardens. Doors open at 3 p.m. Showtime is 6 p.m. It's UB40 alongside Queen Africa, Ghost, Morgan Heritage, Massacre, Tessan Chin, and Right Side of Red. Early bird general tickets $70 and early bird VIP $350. Regular general tickets $90 and regular VIP $400 from official box offices and ticketlinks.com. Sunday, April 28th, it's UB40 at the National Botanical Gardens, powered by CBC.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why? I need.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Hi there. Good morning to you indeed. Thanks for joining us for another Morning Barbados presentation. I'm Tisha Hind. I'll be here with you until 8 o'clock this morning. And it's already Friday, April 26th. Hey, it's a great day. It's the weekend. Thank God it's Friday, as a friend just texted to me. Of course, you have a long weekend. And then we have another holiday coming up, so a short week next week. Indeed, I know how that works out, so might be quite a bit of hustle and bustle today. Thank you for joining us on social media as well, whether you're tuned into YouTube or you're online and checking us out. It's good to have you with us on this Friday morning. So we have a good show planned for you today as we continue to celebrate exceptional youth from all across Barbados. We're going to celebrate with some more members of the aquatic swim team who were highly successful at the just concluded Carifta Games. So we have some more students who are going to be here to share with us as we celebrate with them and all of the wonderful medals that they won. They're going to bring them and show them off with us. So make sure that if you see them, they're in your spaces, at school, or in your neighborhoods, that you celebrate them as well. Also, Pundy Road to Portfolio 2024 is the end of term, end of semester, end of program presentation of the Barbados Community College. That's where the students in the fine arts program get to showcase everything they're doing. So we had a little bit of music, we had some dance. Today is all about theater. They'll be in to talk about how they will be presenting for their final end of term portfolio. That's going to be a big part of what we're doing. Now, today is World Intellectual Property Day and is observed annually on this day. World International Property Day is being observed under the theme IP and the SDGs. Now, you know SDGs are Sustainable Development Goals, building our common future with innovation and creativity. The theme is to take a look at how intellectual property, or IP, as it's often called, encourages and can amplify the innovative and creative solutions that are so crucial to building a peaceful and prosperous future for all. So coming in this morning to talk a little bit about that, we're going to have Tamar Grant, who is the Deputy Registrar Acting of the Corporate Affairs and Intellectual Property Office, so that we can look at where we are with intellectual property. We often don't think about it. Sometimes you come up with something and you think, I can share it online or what have you, and then all of a sudden, other people are sharing it. You're not sure how you can monetize that and make it yours, or if you should register it. All of those are questions that you might have. We're going to try to answer them for you. We've also been telling you over the past couple of weeks about exercise Tradewinds, and we're going to continue to tell you all about that this morning. So we have some great people coming in from the Barbados Defense Force. Lieutenant Coast Guard Karen Carvalho is going to be here, along with Second Lieutenant Rico Eiffel. They're the track lead for Women, Peace and Security for Exercise Tradewinds, and coordinator for Exercise Tradewinds Open Day, respectively. And then we're going to move on as we continue to discuss it. And we have some other members coming through. Captain Robert Harewood, who is the Deputy Director of the Department of Emergency Management and track lead for humanitarian assistance and disaster response for Exercise Tradewinds. We're going to have all of them in today talking with us. Plus, we are looking toward the crop over season and beyond. You know, we always love to have musicians and artists in. Ayanna John has been doing wonderful things in music for many, many years. Now she feels she has found her unique sound, and she's here to share that with us. So she has a brand new song, and she's going to be performing for us, but we're also going to get a chance to speak with her. So I truly look forward to that. It's a tune called Do Bad. We'll be looking forward to that. Now, it is tax filing season, as you know. So we have a few things to talk about. This morning, we're going to get going with a little social media buzz. Now, from April 6th to 27th, now April 6th is gone. That's tomorrow, Saturday. The tax clinics will be held at the Queen's Park Steel Shed. So go on down to the authorities' offices. The authorities' office at Holtown St. James is also available. And the resource centers at Briar Hall, Christchurch, Rices, St. Philip, and Valley St. George. And then for today, the tax clinics will be conducted at the Steel Shed in Queen's Park. All right, so make sure you go on in. Then from Monday, April 8th until Tuesday, April 30th, that's where they will be there. So you really have to capitalize on that. You don't have much time left to go on out to the tax clinics. And we know a lot of people have been calling into the various call-in programs and talking about the fact that the lines have been very long. As you can appreciate, if the officers are going to be working with different people, it will be different for each of us depending on what's happening with us, where we are in the process. Some people just need a password reset, others need help all the way through. So be prepared to, hang on if you have to. Now, you're reminded that the deadline for filing income tax returns for 2023 is Tuesday, April 30th. Tuesday, April 30th. So you really have to get on it, all right? We just have a few more days, and you definitely don't want to wait until the very last minute to file, because in the past we've seen challenges where the computer system is overwhelmed. So you don't want to fall victim to that and have to pay a penalty. Absolutely not. Now, Ocean View Tennis Club, they'll be having a fundraiser for Nathaniel. Former junior tennis player Nathaniel Jokes was recently involved in a serious car accident in the U.S., and funds are being raised to help his family with the expenses. So here's how you can help. Join them for a fun quiz night at Penanka Rockley Golf Club on Friday, April 26th. That's this evening. It's going to start at 7:30, and all proceeds go to family expenses. So if you can, please head on out and be a part of that. And it's easy to find. Just drive up into Rockley, and that's the clubhouse, and you can play a role in helping this young man. Pan Pundy Hill is coming up as well, and we had the students and teacher from Foundation School telling us all about it. So it is the hill in Christchurch and not the other hill that we're accustomed to hearing about when we think about entertainment. The Christchurch Foundation School's music department presents Pan Pundy Hill Saturday, April 27th. That's tomorrow from 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the Christchurch Foundation School grounds. So bring your picnic chairs and enjoy a day of steel pan. And they have loads of other schools that will be a part of it, including the St. Leonard's Boys School and a few other youth groups. They're going to come out and play, so support them. They're looking to get some much needed equipment for their music department. This weekend is a big reggae weekend. There's Reggae in the Gardens. I know you're heading out to be a part of that, so make sure you get in on the action. And CBC is indeed the presenting sponsor of Reggae in the Gardens, coming up Sunday, April 28th at the Reggae Village National Botanical Gardens in St. Michael. Now, there's going to be a great lineup. UB40, Queen Ifrica, Massacre Ghost, Tessan Chin, and Right Side of Red. They're going to be performing alongside Morgan Heritage. So you want to make sure that you check it out. Gates open at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the excitement kicks off at 6 o'clock sharp. So make sure that you get your tickets today. I think early bird tickets are gone. General is $90, and you can get your regular VIP at $400. Children under 15 are absolutely free. You have to bring the IDs, though, so you can prove that. And you can head out to the official Reggae Weekend box offices to get your tickets, or head to ticketlinks.com to get yours today. So the official box offices are listed here for you. Make sure you go on out and check them out, or get online if you can't get out today. It might be difficult, but I mean the box offices are all over the place. So you should, in fact, be able to grab those tickets from wherever you are. After all, it's all across the island that they are available. But get your tickets in the early. And we know how it is with the Botanical Gardens. You don't have to worry at all about space. Or check them out at BarbadosReggaeWeekend.com. So there's a lot happening. Make sure you check that out. Now, our stations are going to be off air. That's right. So we want to make sure that you know, for some much needed maintenance. So listeners and viewers are asked to note that the stations of CBC Q100.7 FM, 98.1 The One, CBC TV8, and MCTV will be off the air from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. on Sunday, April 28th. This is to facilitate maintenance at our main transmitter site. So we do apologize for any inconvenience caused. All right, so that's Sunday between 6:30 and 8 a.m., we will indeed be off the air. And speaking of our stations, Q100.7 FM is celebrating its 20th anniversary. So we have other exciting news for you in that regard. We are bringing Q home next week. We're going to celebrate Q's 20th anniversary on Friday, May 3rd to kick off the activities. We are hosting that Q right here. On Thursday, May 2nd, rather, we are going to be having Q here in the CBC car park starting at 11 o'clock. Of course, the bus service is always available, gate number 1 at the Granville Williams bus terminal if you want to get here to CBC in the Pine, or if you're going to come, we're going to make sure that we share with you. Remember, too, that the Barbados Cheerleading Federation was on Morning Barbados last week, and they were off to the ICU World Championship to be held. It was held over the last few days at the Wide World of Sports, and we're going to share a video of that a little later for you. All right, so just giving you a taste of everything coming up this very, very long weekend. But as we told you, today is World Intellectual Property Day, and we have Tamar Grant, Deputy Registrar of Corporate Affairs and Intellectual Property, to speak with us on this World IP Day. That's all coming up next. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love.
It's 7:26 on this Friday. You have to get out of the house. If you have to get going, make sure you get going. So let me say a special good morning to Tamar Grant, Deputy Registrar, Corporate Affairs and Intellectual Property on this World Intellectual Property Day. Great to have you with us, especially on a day like today.
Thank you for having us. And certainly it is always a pleasure to be here on World Intellectual Property Day.
All right, first of all, talk to us about what this celebration means to your office at Corporate Affairs. And I mean generally, in terms of what you do, the service you deliver?
Well, every year this is always a welcomed opportunity for us to be able to bring awareness to intellectual property to the public of Barbados. I know traditionally Barbadians associate corporate affairs and intellectual property with the registration of businesses and the registration of their IP, but we also bring awareness of IP to the public through various activities, some of which we would have held as usual this year.
And of course, we don't want to take for granted that people know exactly what we're talking about. Sometimes when we start speaking about things and we use various acronyms and so on, we assume that people know, but we really want to bring people along. So when we're talking about IP, it's intellectual property. What is intellectual property?
Yes. Intellectual property relates to the creations and inventions of the human mind, and they fall under several different categories, some of which would be very familiar to members of the public, such as copyright, trademarks, patents, industrial designs.
That's a lot of stuff. So for people who go out and register businesses and stuff like that, how does that go beyond, or how does that kind of engage with what intellectual property is? I know for people, the extent of what they know is I register a business name or I attempt to register a business name, but they have to check to make sure nobody else has the same name along those lines. So how do the two line up?
Okay, so with respect to intellectual property and corporate or business activities, the two are inextricably linked. There is no business, company, or any other commercial entity that exists which either doesn't own intellectual property or carries on activities related to intellectual property, whether it is that you provide a good or service which is branded, which carries a logo, which carries a trademark, or which is a service that helps, which is classified as a type of intellectual property.
Is it sufficient to just register your business name and not necessarily register as well the logo that goes along with it and the various other initiatives that might go along with it? So for example, I might be a promoter and I might have a very special show that I want to do, and it has a particular name. Within the law, are there provisions for me to be able to make sure people know this is mine, so that somebody doesn't wake up and say, hey, I feel like doing a show today called Morning Barbados?
Yes, you're quite right. It is not sufficient to just register a business name. You should go the extra step of registering a trademark for your business. When you register a trademark, you are announcing to the world that this is yours and that no one else has the right to utilize the logo or the name associated with your business to promote their own activities. Also, the protection that it offers you is that if anyone should infringe upon your intellectual property, you can then go after them. You have standing in order to sue them. But of course, if you don't register your trademark or your other types of intellectual property that you may own, then if someone infringes or tries to utilize it, then you don't have that legal standing to go after them.
All right, now I know this year the theme is, as I mentioned earlier, is being observed under the theme IP and the SDGs, building our common future with innovation and creativity. Let's talk about the connection between the Sustainable Development Goals and intellectual property.
Yes, so sometime around 2015, world leaders would have gathered together to create a roadmap. And this roadmap was supposed to help identify key areas within each country's social, economic, political framework that you needed to deal with in order to ensure the peace and prosperity of all the people within your country and the people across the world. And so those 17 features that they identified are collectively known as the Sustainable Development Goals. And this year's theme for World IP Day highlights the connection between intellectual property and the Sustainable Development Goals. Because as we examine those Sustainable Development Goals, some of which include things such as climate change, resilience, water security, energy efficiency, we realized the need to have creative and innovative ideas that help to deal with and address the challenges that are highlighted in the Sustainable Development Goals.
Well, we don't often see the linkages that easily, but I'm happy that we're able to kind of make that link so people can see. So from where you sit, how are Barbadians making that link between intellectual property, IP, and the SDGs?
Well, certainly we see it in some of the activities which are either being conducted here in Barbados or being conducted by Barbadians across the world. So recently, and I'll put this challenge to the Barbadian public to go and research him, but recently we had a young man from Barbados who became the second Barbadian to enter Forbes 30 under 30. And that was because he designed a program that is now being used by over 10,000 entities, including NASA and Airbus. And this design tool helps individuals to design better, more efficient airplanes. So that is an example of an individual who's using their creativity, their innovation to help with the issue of transportation and making transportation accessible and more efficient for us. But then locally here, we have an example with the Barbados Agricultural Development Management Company that has recently launched a project with rice growing. Food security in Barbados has always been an issue. We are a water scarce country. And certainly when you think about growing rice in Barbados, the first thing that comes to mind is how is that possible? Because rice is a crop that requires a lot of water. And in a water scarce country such as ours, and even this morning I just heard that we had drought conditions which will be continuing for some time. We're about to enter into a period of that. How would you be able to grow rice? But the project which is being launched is utilizing traditional knowledge about rice growing and adapting it to the environment in Barbados through identifying new ways of irrigation and water conservation. And the hope is that with that project and what they learn from it, that may be able to carry over into other types of crops that we could grow here in Barbados. So that's an example of intellectual property and the aspect of agriculture that can help improve the lives of Barbadians.
Usually we don't make the link between culture, the arts, and intellectual property as well. We most certainly have been hearing more about it these days, with the artists moving in that direction with the help of the agencies that work with it and so on. But how should artists, people who are creatives, approach taking care of their intellectual property outside of maybe just registering with some of the organizations that see after their royalties and things like that? Because I would imagine that they can exploit their music, what they create, in a whole other way if they look at it from a business perspective as well.
Yes. With respect to intellectual property, one of the things we at KIPO highlight is that there's a business of intellectual property. So it is not just enough to register your copyright to protect your works, but it's also important as well to become aware of how you can exploit your intellectual property and how you should be able to protect it utilizing different methods. For example, if you're going to be conducting business, contracts become important. And this is where you as the creative need to know what you want to get out of the work that you have created and what is beneficial to you. Some contracts may simply be a case of, I want to sell my work and I would like to get the highest price possible for it. But it may be more beneficial that instead of just selling it outright, you may want to retain the royalties. So you need to know what kind of clauses should be included into that contract. So this is where knowledge about intellectual property and how you can exploit it becomes important. And you should, as a creative, consult with a lawyer or someone who is in entertainment business or in the creative fields to be able to better advise you as to how you should go.
Does your office offer, some of this? I know you have to get into speaking with a lawyer if you want to go deep into it, but do you offer advice? How can people find out more about intellectual property? Can they do that by coming into KIPO?
Yes. So if you wish to find out more about intellectual property, you can visit our website. That is caipo.gov.bb, caipo.gov.bb. And there's information about intellectual property on that website. You can also find, if you're interested in registering your intellectual property, the various forms that are necessary for filing your IP. There's also, of course, the traditional way, which is that you can call or visit the office to speak to an officer from our office regarding that.
I was happy to see when you guys got online, but most of the government offices are indeed online these days, so, you know, that's a real positive. What are some of the frequently asked questions that you get at the office?
Yes, so in terms of the types of questions we get, first and foremost, most people call to find out about registering copyright. And of course, we always have to unfortunately inform that we don't have a formal system of registration for copyright in Barbados. Copyright is an automatic right. Once you complete your work, you sign, you date it, and your copyright is established. There's no register for it.
Is it important to mail it back to yourself? Because I know basically they say you should date it, maybe hold it next to a newspaper, so you can prove the date, something like that, and maybe register it and send it back to yourself.
Yes. On that point, because we do not have the formal system of registration, what we have is the common law system. And the common law system says that once you've signed and dated your work, you should mail through the registered mail system a copy of the signed and dated work back to yourself. When you receive it, you hold on to that mail and to all of the receipts or documents associated with sending the registered mail, because then that becomes evidence of the fact that you have created this work. Here in Barbados, we also have a system of deposit. That is where you can take your copyrighted work and deposit a copy of that with the National Library Service. And so that is also another step to create evidence, not to create the copyright, but to create evidence of the existence of that work.
I mean, we can go on talking about this forever and ever, but usually we just want to make sure that people at least start thinking about how they should approach taking care of themselves and their work. I know that you have a World IP Day panel discussion that's coming up today as well, so let's talk more about that.
Yes, so we're very excited, and we extend this invitation to all of Barbados to join with us for our World IP Day panel discussion. We are featuring persons from the well-known company BDO, and what we're looking at is IP improving the lives of Bajans in the age of artificial intelligence. And so the panelists will be speaking to the issue of artificial intelligence, particularly in the sphere of business development and growth. So it's an interesting panel discussion that you are invited to attend. It is being virtually held, and for information as to the Zoom room and the credentials for a login, it is available. The flyer can be found in the Nation newspaper, the issue of the Nation newspaper today. You can also, if you have a friend who works in government, because an email blast went out, ask them if they can, forward the copy of that flyer to you as well.
This is a very timely discussion because when we think about artificial intelligence, a lot of what's being done with that, the large language models are being trained on a lot of people's works. So we know that there's much discussion around whether the tech companies should be able to do this. I know that the New York Times, for example, they've now moved to claim that over 13,000 articles that were used to train the artificial intelligence models, the large language models, infringe on their copyright, their intellectual property. So very interesting discussion. I'm sure that you will have today on World Intellectual Property Day. So we certainly look forward to it. And we're going to try to share, I don't know, maybe you're from government and you indeed have one of those emails. Share it with us so that we can share it online. From you as Deputy Registrar, final word for anyone on this World Intellectual Property Day on how they should approach seeing after their intellectual property?
To all Barbadians out there, if you are creative, if you are an innovator, I encourage you to register your works. It is not sufficient to just create it. You have to be proactive in securing your rights and go further, publish them, put them out there, because it is only through your creations and through your innovations that we can improve the lives of all Barbadians across the world.
Oh, that's beautifully said. So don't forget World Intellectual Property Day, observed today under the theme IP and the SDGs, Building Our Common Future with Innovation and Creativity. And of course, the theme is a look at how intellectual property encourages and can amplify the innovative and creative solutions that are so crucial to building a peaceful and prosperous future for all. So if you have any questions, I'm sure that the Kaipo office would be more than willing to take your questions.
Yes, we always do.
All right, or you can jump online and find them as well. Hey, it's time for a break here on Morning Barbados, but stay with us when we come back. We are talking road. We're upon the road for Portfolio 2024.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game with Dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing
Morning, morning.
Celebrating with the students of the Barbados Community College all week long. Pundi Road to Portfolio is what it's called, as the final year students get ready to showcase to their tutors, their peers, and the world what they've been up to. Joining us this morning, we have Adam King, who is a student with BCC's Division of Fine Arts. The difference is today we're showcasing theater students. So good morning, Adam. Good to have you here.
Good morning. Good morning, Barbados.
And also here, Phoebe Mears.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And we also have Macaria Marshall.
Good morning.
All right. So I'm going to start with you, Adam. Talk to me about what drew you in to theater.
Yes. So I've always been a big fan of watching movies and TV shows. But specifically during the COVID-19 lockdown, I had more time to watch TV shows and movies. And I watched a show in particular, and I was really moved and impacted by the acting performances in the show, and that inspired me to want to have that same impact on other people and move other people with my storytelling and art as well. So I did a little bit more research into the craft of acting, and I was really interested. And I thought that going to the theater arts program in BCC would help create a solid foundation for me and further my knowledge in the craft of acting. So I found it very interesting, and the program thus far has given me a good foundation in beginning to start and learning and continuing my acting ventures thus far.
All right, wonderful. That's an interesting start, just out of your love for, television or film and getting into it. What about you, Phoebe?
I would say that I was more interested in film initially, but when I started doing theater at BCC, I have such a love for the craft of theater now, and I'm interested in pursuing that further as well. But since I was a kid, I've always loved performing and things like that, so it always seemed like what I was going to do anyways.
Certainly sounds like it ties in. Macaria, for you?
I've always loved storytelling, and acting is my favorite form of storytelling, whether it's watching stuff or being a part of productions. So I thought coming here would give me a good foundation for my future career in acting.
All right, good stuff. We also have joining us online Nancy Yearwood, who's tutor and producer of the Theater Arts Portfolio. She couldn't make it into the studio this morning, so good morning to you. Good to have you with us.
Hi,
Welcome.
good morning. Morning, thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right, talk to me a little bit about the program itself and how it's structured.
Okay, well, it's a 2-year program, so it's 4 semesters, and the students have the choice of either focusing on acting, or they can do the technical courses such as makeup, costume, set design. What else do we do?
Lighting.
Stage management. So we try to offer our students 2 options. They can either be an actor or they can work in the technical stream.
All right, that certainly sounds like a well-rounded program where we talk about theater and the arts. What are some of the particular areas of interest that the students gravitate to a whole lot more? Because when I think theater, or I would imagine, because of where I sit as a producer, I think a lot about behind the scenes, but students coming in, maybe not so much.
Not so much. Yeah, I find a lot of the students prefer to do the acting, but then we do get students who come in with a love for makeup, and some come in with a great love for lighting for some reason. I'm very surprised when we get students who are like, I want to do lighting. But it's usually acting, makeup, lighting.
And I know that for students, this can make a really big difference in terms of what you do when you talk about lighting and makeup and all of those other elements that make up, no pun intended, the program that you do. So do you have any specific areas of interest? Considering you told me that you're into the acting, obviously you have to know some of the other areas to make it all kind of come together.
Yeah, in addition to acting, I also have a very big passion for writing as well, and also directing. I like to also have that mainly as my career along with the acting. I also have a slight interest in stage managing as well. So those are the main areas that I'm also quite interested in, as well as acting.
You, Macaria?
I also have a love for writing, so I'd love to be a stage writer in the future, writing my own plays.
And Phoebe?
Although it is mainly acting, the courses that we did at BCC, I really enjoyed the costume courses and the makeup courses. Those were super fun to be involved in.
And of course, when we think about theater, these things all work together to make a production.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because if you don't have the right costuming, the right makeup to go along with whatever you're trying to portray, then you can take away from what it is. And I know, Miss Yearwood, when we talk about makeup, some people who are not sure about what we're talking about may think we're talking about regular makeup that you would put on to go out every day. But when we talk about makeup for theater, it can make all the difference in how you're able to portray your character. So talk a little bit more about these elements that make up the program.
Okay, so as you say, it isn't just about the makeup that you wear every day. So we teach the students about using makeup, using costume to help create their characters, to ground their characters in the world of the play. We also teach them about using lighting and sound to help create the atmosphere of the play. Whatever the director wants, we are there to fulfill that vision, to make that play become something real for the audience.
What has been the most exciting thing about the program for you so far, Phoebe?
The most exciting thing?
If you can narrow it down to one.
It is difficult, but I would say my favorite performance we've done so far has been our musical theater performance, which we did just last December because we were singing and dancing, which is something that I do on my own anyways, in my room or something. So I really enjoyed doing that. That's probably been the most exciting, I'd say.
Oh, that's wonderful. Any favorite or highlighted moments that you'd like to share, Makiria?
Yes. Every summer between first and second year, we do an internship. And for my internship, I got to work with the Linda Bailey Production Company, which is an American play company. And they did a production of Yankee Bajin here, and I got to intern with them. And it was really cool and exciting to be on the set of a real play and working with seasoned actors and producers and directors, and being around that was really exciting for me.
Truly sounds exciting. Talk to us about, I can see your eyes lighting up, about exciting times for you, Adam.
I think the most exciting thing I've done in the program is being able to work with the talented cast that are in my year. The program has helped me build a very bond, and the bond that we've built together as a group and as an ensemble has been really special to me. So I think, and also the tutors that we work with are also exceptionally experienced as well, and I've gained a lot of knowledge from them as well. So I think the people who surround us in the program and help mentor us in the program have been the main highlight for me.
All right, that's excellent stuff. Now, Miss Yearwood, what are we going to be, what can we expect from the students for the showcase that's coming up?
Millie Gone to Brazil is based on the folk song, and what we are looking to do is to explore the story of Millie and Bailey so that the Barbadian audience can get a fuller sense of what actually happened between the two of them. And in doing so, our students are playing more than one role. Our actors are playing more than one role. So you get a chance to see young people showing their talents as actors. We get to see young people who can create a lighting design and can do costume and makeup to help tell the story of Millie. And it's a play that it's different, it's exciting, and it will bring a tear to your eye.
When is it happening?
It's happening on the 11th and 12th of May at the Daphne Joseph Packett Theater, starting promptly at 7 p.m.
All right, so you guys must be well prepared for that. I know that you must be rehearsing a great deal because this is still your end of term exam. Yeah, so what role can we look forward to seeing you play?
You can look forward to see me play Elder, and you can also look forward to see me play an iteration of Bailey.
All right, an iteration of Bailey. Interesting stuff. Phoebe, from you?
So, as Miss Nancy said, we do play a couple of roles. So I play Dolly, and I also play an iteration of Millie. I think, yeah.
Just two. And Macaria?
I'll be playing Clementina, an iteration of Millie and Matt Brown.
All right, good stuff. How about that? Make sure you get out in May to see the students of the BCC program. Here's a look at the calendar. There's lots happening. We've spoken with the good folks from music and dance, and we have some of the students from theater sharing with us today about their experience, and now they're final year students. So this road to portfolio is called Pundy Road to Portfolio. So this time around, this is where they get to showcase all they've learned in the program. So what happens once the program is finished, Macaria? Where are you heading?
Well, I'm going to take a gap here and work on my craft here, and then I'll hopefully be off to New York to study musical theater.
All right, Phoebe?
I'm looking to study, further my education studying acting for stage and screen in England.
Yeah, I'm looking to go overseas in the United States of America and do a bachelor's degree in creative writing and also theater arts to further my knowledge and expand my craft.
I look forward to seeing all of you on the stage all across the world, because I mean theater is huge. I think it's always been big here in Barbados, but taking it to new heights. And certainly I hope that you guys and your contemporaries certainly will be at the forefront of taking theater and acting in Barbados to another level. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you.
And we want to encourage you to make sure that you come out and support them for their presentation at the Daphne Joseph Hackett Theatre coming up in May. It's time for another break, but when we come back, we are sharing and celebrating with more of the aquatics swim team that represented Barbados at Carifta 2024. They did exceptionally well, and we are grinning like you can't imagine. They're up next.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We enjoy a game with Dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
My friend, you don't plan to get her? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000.
And we're joined now by some other members of the Carifta swim team. They're back to share the medal haul and their experiences with us. So joining us this morning, we have Ayanna Graves. Welcome back. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, and also here is Kenya Dean, captain of the team. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Quite a feat for you guys in terms of what you were able to accomplish. Talk to me about how the meet went.
Personally, I didn't have the greatest performance. I've done better in the past, so I was a little disappointed in myself, but the team on the whole did really well overall. It was really exciting to watch all my teammates do so well. So, yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. It was your first year, Ayanna, and you caught 2 silvers, 2 bronze medals. Talk to me about what the experience was like for you.
It was a fun experience, but it was also challenging because it was the first year in the age group, and it was also my first year doing prelims and finals, so it was tiring, but I think I managed it quite well. So I feel pretty happy with my performance.
Now, having gone through it and experienced going to a meet where you're representing for Barbados, you know, how has that changed your approach to training and preparing for competition?
I definitely feel more serious in my training now, so it's more like you have to do it, and it's more like I'm more serious. Before it was like kind of just, well, I'm just training to go and swim, but now it's a train to be serious and drop time.
Good stuff. Talk to me about your particular events, Kenya, because I know you're going to continue on, certainly as having made it to be captain of the team. It's a great feat in and of itself. It calls for being a good leader as well, and I know that you've been performing throughout the last year as well to be able to make the team.
Yeah, a lot of work went into the thing. Overall, didn't have my greatest meet, but it was still an honor to represent the country as always, and leading the team was honor as always.
What are your events generally?
I do all the freestyle races from 50 freestyle straight up to 1,500 meters. So,
do you have a favorite?
I'd say 1,500 is my best. It's definitely quite painful, but that's my main event.
Yeah, distance. How come? I mean, most people say 50 fly, 100 fly. Yeah, but you like 1,500?
Yeah, I like the event, good distance. I think I'm pretty decent at it, so yeah.
Oh, well, I think you're more than decent at it to be able to make captain and represent Barbados in this way, and I certainly know you're going to continue on. What are you working toward next? Where are you hoping to go? I know there are other games, other meets coming up.
Yeah, I have one more curve to next year. That's my final year in the age group. We have a meet in June I'm hoping to make and do well, so I'm just focusing in training, trying to do better and prepare myself for the next meet.
Oh, that's beautiful. What has kept you in swimming?
I like the sport. It's a great sport, good exercise. I get to meet a lot of people, a lot of friendships, relationships made, so yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. And Ayanna, I know you have a lot going on. You're at Trinity Academy, so there's lots happening. Time management is very important. How are you handling everything?
I think I'm handling it pretty well. Preparation for the exam and also still trying to get my training. I think I handle it pretty well.
All right, so you're getting ready for 11 plus, which is coming up in what, 2 weeks?
Less than 2 weeks, about 12 days now.
12 days, but who's counting, right? So, you know, how have you been able to juggle the two? Did you compromise on one for the other, or did you just make time for both of them equally?
I think I've made time for both of them equally. Go to school, come home, go to swimming, and repeat.
All right, where do you hope to go to school?
At Queen's College.
First. They all say QC, right? What else do they say, Kenya?
Harrison College.
Yeah, I know a few people who say Harrison College and still say college, but that's good stuff. And of course, you're going to continue as you move on. No matter what school you head off to, we certainly look forward to seeing you, Aaliyah. Show off these medals for us and tell us what you won them in.
So the bronze is the individual medal from the 50 backstroke, and these 3 are from the relays. I think I did pretty well. I dropped time in all of my individual events, and I was happy that I made the finals in all my individual events.
Wonderful stuff. And Kenya, I know you must have been incredibly happy with your team because we got Heidi breaking a lot of records, and then we saw some of the swimmers as well winning trophies for the quality of their swim. And of course, we came home with quite a few medals as well. How does that make you feel as captain?
I'm very proud overall. We worked really well. We merged really well together, and I think we did really good overall as a team.
All right, good stuff. A lot of people have been talking about not having enough boys in swimming. I'm interested in hearing your perspective on that.
I don't know. We definitely have a stronger girls team, but I think the boys still, even though they had smaller numbers, they still carried their weight and did their part.
They still hold their own. I know for you, do you have exams coming up shortly as well?
I have CAFE exams, yes.
And how are you juggling everything as you prepare for moving on?
I'm trying to keep it balanced, do my best in both. Sometimes I have to prioritize school more than swimming, so I'm just trying to still balance and do my best in both.
And after school, secondary?
Well, I have 1 more year at Cape, then hopefully overseas to some school.
All right. And continue swimming, of course.
Yes.
All right. It's so wonderful to have both of you with us. And I'm incredibly proud, especially because we got to speak before the meet, and now to see how you guys have been able to perform and do such a credible job. It really, really makes me feel proud for all of you. So I can just imagine how the parents are feeling this morning. So a special good morning to everybody at Trinity Academy. When you see Aaliyah come, you have to say, hey, congratulations. And you have to walk to school. You have to go to school with the medals on, right? You're going to do that?
Maybe.
That sounds like a no to me. And then, of course, for you, Kenya, you've been doing very well over the years, and I can see that they absolutely will continue. So congrats to you for leading a winning team for Barbados.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good stuff, representing for the college crew, and I expect the same thing. When you see Kenya, go, Kenya, congrats. Good job. All right, again, good to have both of you with us. Have a great day at school today. Looking forward to the long weekend, right?
Yes.
Well, not you. You're going to be doing past papers. I know how it goes. How many past papers do you do a day?
1.
Just 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter would have loved that. Yeah, but I know how it goes with the 11 plus exam in Barbados, and you're on study leave.
Yes, I am.
So that means that, you know, you're beating the books too. All right, so best wishes to both of you.
Thank you.
And we have to give a big shout out to Brendan Gill, who placed 12th in the open water swimming in the 14 to 15 age group, and also Sarah Bartlett, who was a part of the 15 to 17 age group as well. They were supposed to be here with us this morning. Unfortunately, couldn't make it. I know there are exams going on and all types of things, so we just wanted to offer you congrats as well as we continue to highlight the entire team. Of course, good morning and kudos to you, to management as well. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to tell you all about exercise Tradewinds. Do stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why? I need.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you on this Friday. There's so much happening this weekend. I don't know if we're going to get through it. I plan to have a long Friday night, only because there's no work on Monday. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I intend to be out and about tonight. I'm just saying that. That's until I get home and sleep. And I always have grand plans, and I think I'm going somewhere and then sleep. You know how it goes when you get a little older. Yeah, but that's okay too. I enjoy the space, and that's all right too. If you enjoy your space at home, you know, that's good stuff too. A little time with the family. So we've been telling you a lot about Exercise Tradewinds 2024, and trust me, it's a big deal. It's a significant event that's coming up, and it's not only Barbados that will be playing a role in it. There are many, many partners who are going to be here on island to take care of it. So until we get to the actual time where it's Tradewinds, there's a lot of planning that goes into making it possible. Lieutenant Coast Guard Karen Carvalho, she is track lead for Women, Peace and Security for Exercise Tradewinds 2024. And Second Lieutenant Rico Eiffel, he is coordinator for Exercise Tradewinds Open Day 2024. So welcome, good morning, good to have you with us.
Good morning, and thank you for having us also. Good morning, Barbados.
Good morning. All right, so let me start with you, Lieutenant Carvalho. Talk to me about your role as track lead for Women, Peace and Security. What does that entail?
Okay, so thank you. I am the Women, Peace and Security track lead for Barbados. The Tradewinds is partnered with US Southcom, so they also have a track lead from the US, but I am the one for Barbados. So essentially what WPS is about, Women, Peace and Security, which is WPS, it is trying to emphasize and show the importance of inclusion of women, especially across militaries and security forces. So for this particular aspect in Tradewinds, we have it broken down into 3 areas where there are sessions that will be conducted across all the other tracks. We would have heard from Marshall and the others before. So we will go ahead and we will do sessions across the other tracks. And then our 2 main events are the challenge, there's a physical challenge, and a senior leaders forum, which would include a member of government, who will be our guest speaker.
All right, good stuff. What does that mean in real terms on the ground for the actual Tradewinds exercise? Where do we see women coming into action as it relates to security and all that you do and what you're coordinating from this end?
Okay, so for Tradewinds, there's approximately 90 to 100 women who will be participating amongst the 1,000 plus troops. There are approximately 90 to 100 of them are women. So the military is essentially male dominated. So we just want to show that women can be included and that they can, once they're competent, they're able to perform the roles and the opportunities that the other men in their forces can also perform.
All right, that's beautiful, and that's very, very important. For you, Second Lieutenant, as coordinator of the Open Day, what will be happening on that day, and what does your work entail?
So good morning, again. So the Barbados Defence Force 45th anniversary and Exercise Tradewinds will be holding the Open Day on Saturday, the 11th of May, and it starts around 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. It will be held at Park and Base Christchurch. The Open Day will have several features. These will include entertainment from within. That's with the Barbados Cadet Corps band, the Barbados Defence Force band, as well as our own Lieutenant Ramon Blackman, Reggae, who's a poet. The other activities that would be on the Open Day would be military assets, the military tractors, Humvees, and also a helicopter. This gives the opportunity for the public to come and sign up to become a member of the Barbados Cadet Corps and the Barbados Defence Force, full-time and regular reserves.
All right, that sounds like it's going to be a lot of things. There are going to be a lot of things to see in terms of coordinating. It must take a lot of time. Talk to me about this helicopter display that's going to be a part of the Open Day.
Well, we have some helicopters coming in from our forces coming in for Tradewinds. They will be displayed on the pasture, and it will be a sight to see. It will be very, very exciting. You should come on down.
All right, I'm not going to ask twice. It's an invitation. Why do you think it's important for people to get out and participate in exercise Tradewinds? From your perspective, I know as military personnel, it comes as second nature because it really preps you for any eventuality, and that's what it really is about. But for the average Barbadian?
Right, so for the average Barbadian, we do have an opportunity for them to come and participate in Tradewinds, and that is through volunteerism, where they have the opportunity to go on our website, and they can register to be a volunteer. We really need our volunteers because what our volunteers do for us is they help bring more realism to our simulations that we will be executing during the exercise. So if you want to be a part of that, you come, you go to the website, you register. You also get a t-shirt to show as a token and an opportunity to be a part of a multi-dimensional exercise from across 26 different countries.
I know that you guys have been reluctant based on some of the others I've had here before to kind of delve into what the simulations will be about. But can you give us a brief overview of what some of the simulations that you will be taking part in will be like?
Okay, so we will be doing some simulations to enact Cricket World Cup and other activities such as security. But during these simulations, you will have some loud explosions and other activities going on in some neighborhoods. So we want the public to understand that don't be alarmed when you hear these loud explosions. If you do think there's a reason for concern, you can call the necessary authorities. We also want you not to join in or come to see or video them, and then you may video them and share them. And this sharing may cause some concern among the citizens in Barbados because they may not understand that it's an exercise. So go ahead and volunteer.
That's why it's important to let people know exactly what is happening. I want to go back to the Open Day and talk a little bit about how important the Open Day is to all that is being done, how it ties in with the overall exercise.
The opportunity for the public to come and see our capabilities. We are here to safeguard our future, and we are here, as you rightly said, what we have to offer, what you can come and see. Now, the other things that you may come and see will be able to taste the MREs that we may have. We will have a demonstration of our...
What are MREs?
Meals ready to eat.
Really?
You should really come on down.
My crew like that.
Meals ready to eat.
From now on, let me write it down so I don't forget, you know, the old brain. MREs, not MREs.
Yes. And also there will be displays of the force medical, the cyber and the drone capabilities. Also, there will be a demonstration with the land and maritime forces. So again, it's a whole event, a whole experience when you come out down on Saturday the 11th of May from 10 until 4 p.m.
Do we need to register or anything like that to be able to come in? Do you have to show up your ID, or can you just come to where is
Paragon
it being?
base?
At the Paragon base.
Yes. Just come to Paragon base. You're here for open day. We're expecting you. We're expecting the entire Barbados to come on down to experience us. One other thing we have is the safari, the camp safari, where you would possibly go on a Humvee. Not telling you any secrets, but we go on the Humvee and we travel down to the Harp Gun to tour the Paragon base itself, and you'll be good to go. As I said, Tisha, you have to come down. It is an exciting experience that you will not forget.
It's a trip to get to Paragon, first of all. It's a long drive.
That's the experience.
But
That's
it's
the
worth
experience.
it. It will be worth it, man. It will be worth it.
Oh, wonderful stuff.
Yeah, we are planning a good show.
You know, what do you think are some of the benefits that you will derive, first of all, but Barbadians as well, from participating in Exercise Tradewinds or hosting on this particular occasion?
So apart from the influx of the persons coming, we can expect some economic benefits where you will have, naturally persons have to pay for the hotels, food, beverages, services, and that's the US, because it's US sponsored. So from that point of view, we will have some economic benefits. Additionally, the participants themselves will at some point go to places in Barbados, and they too would make some economic contribution towards Barbados. It is also an opportunity for the participants to see how beautiful Barbados is, and for them themselves to return for some holidays. So for me, I think it's a great opportunity for all, including Barbadians.
Well, it must be a great opportunity for us to learn too.
Yes.
Because to have so many different agencies coming and sharing with, you know, our troops and our people, I'm sure it will make a difference generally to you as well.
Yes, most definitely.
By way of learning. All right, so is there anything else you'd like to add? I know that we wanted to reinforce the importance of having volunteers for it.
Volunteers.
Yeah. So how do we volunteer?
Okay, so you go to the Barbados Defense Force website, www.bdfbarbados.gov.bb, and from there you will be guided. It is pretty user-friendly, easy, and we look forward to having you so that you can bring some realism and feel a part of a wonderful exercise. We're looking forward to it. It will be great, and essentially it's only 1 week away. It's 1 week away.
Yeah, it certainly is getting close. I'm always interested, you know, I'm one of these people who, you know, I'm a people watcher. I like to watch people and what they do and so on. And I know there are often a lot of young people watching us here on Morning Barbados before they head out to school and so on. So, you know, what drew you in? You know, what drew you in to be a part of the Barbados Defense Force?
That's a long story. Joining Barbados Cadet Corps. I started from the age of 11, so the opportunity did arise from a very early age, having the opportunity to go to university through the Barbados Defense Force AUKUS program, and branching my way up as becoming an officer as I am today. So in total, I probably have not as many years as Mom here, but just about 7 years in the Army, and I've been enjoying it since. So you should just come on down and sign up to be part of the full-time element or the reserves, as well as for those persons who would have been doing the CXCs in the next 12 days. You can come on down as well, and you can sign up for the Barbados Cadet Corps as well.
All right, good stuff. What about you? I know that we have a passing out coming up in May as well, coming out soon for the cadets.
Yes.
What about you? You know, what drew you in?
Okay, so my journey started a longer time ago, and it's basically the same. It started from cadets, true. So I was in cadets at Garrison Secondary at the time, which is now Graydon City, and I did apply to be a police officer as well, but BDF responded, and I haven't regretted it. I wasn't enlisted for most of my career. I've only become an officer in 2018. It is a decision that I don't regret, and I would encourage anyone to become a member. So essentially for the open day, we've invited UE and BCC and the different schools so that they too can come in and have an opportunity to see what it is, and we will have persons on standby for there to register as well.
Absolutely. I know there are lots of opportunities that are available through a life and career in the military too.
Yes.
So again, thank you for your service. As Barbadians, we don't often, because of how we live, you know, some of the things that are major to us in other parts of the world, people are like, blah. But that's because we've enjoyed a democracy that works, and we have enjoyed a peaceful, for the most part, existence for a very long time. But we don't think about all of the other natural disasters and so on that can come along with being small island developing states.
That's true.
A water scarce nation, and all of the other labels that we have that go along with it. And I know Exercise Tradewinds is a way for us to prepare for any eventuality. So final call out to those volunteers out there to sign up. I'm going to give you that opportunity to make sure that we have Barbadians participating.
Yes, ma'am. So do come out, register, volunteer. Your volunteerism will help us to help the simulations to become more realistic, because you will not know what's going on, so you will play a significant role. We want you to come out. Go volunteer today. Thank you.
I'm going to make sure I volunteer, and I know that you want to encourage people to come out and be a part of the open day.
Yes, we wish you, from the youngest to the oldest, to come to the Barbados Finance Force at Paragon Base on Saturday, the 11th of May, from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. It will be an experience one you will never forget.
Is it like a guided tour where there are different things happening at different days or at different times, or can you come and just experience it at any time of the day, or should you come precisely at 10? How does it work?
Okay, so you can just come anytime you choose. Throughout the day, there will be several different activities, so it's not like you're going to miss much if you come at 4 o'clock in the evening. I mean, it'll be finished by then, but it will be tours throughout the entire day. It will be different entertainment packages. It's a lot. It's a lot.
You want to make sure that you come early, particularly if you want to get to ride on the Humvee. He promised us that I'm not leaving until I get to. He said that I could fly the helicopter.
No, I didn't.
We did not.
No, you can sit in it.
No, we didn't.
He said that I can, look at the helicopter. Maybe if it's Friday, it goes on Fridays.
You may be able to sit in the fire truck that we have coming.
You just have make us sit in the fire truck?
Yeah.
Oh.
All
right. Anyways, it sounds like exciting times, but it's serious times as well.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's really to ensure that we are prepared. The exercise is really designed to improve cooperation, interoperability, and operational responses between participating nations to common threats to national, regional, and hemispheric security. So Barbados will also benefit from, many, many perspectives. And U.S. Southcom will inject a significant amount of funds into the local economy to procure goods and services and to support the exercise as well. As you heard, there will be an inflow of approximately 1,000 foreign military and law enforcement personnel from Caribbean, Latin America, the UK, Canada, and the US. So make sure that you are a part of it. It's absolutely coming up. And the theme for this year is tailored by the region for the region, promoting a secure Caribbean 2024. I want to thank you both for coming in and sharing with us.
You're welcome.
And if I wasn't this age, I would consider joining up for the military, but past my sell-by date. So again, good to have you with us. And a special good morning to those of you who are coordinating on other tracks, making sure that everything is on point. I know that the military here in Barbados, you guys like to show up and show out. So everything that goes along with it, I wish you luck. And we most certainly will encourage you as regular members of the public to sign up to be a volunteer. All right, time for another break on Morning Barbados. But stay with us. Still to come, Ayanna John is in the house. She has a brand new song and a brand new sound. And she's sharing with us, so stay tuned.
Exercise Tradewinds 2024, May 4th to 16th. Volunteer with Exercise Tradewinds today and make a difference. Volunteers assist with a critical measure of realism during the exercises simulations, whether by land, sea, or air, and help with the overall success of the exercise. Register today online via bdfbarbados.com. Exercise Tradewinds 2024, May 4th to 16th.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
My friend, you don't plan to get it. Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it. Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment.
Welcome back. Captain Robert Harewood is here with us. He's Deputy Director of the Department of Emergency Management and Track Lead for Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Response for Exercise Tradewinds 2024. And I've caught up with you at plenty of meetings as we prepare for all types of things, events that come up and so on. DEM, you guys are always involved in preparations. A lot of people don't know that we have some of these major national events, or every national event, you always have a VOC, a center where you're operating from at the particular venue to make sure that people are safe and things are done as they should. So congrats on that. But let's talk about your role in Exercise Tradewinds 2024.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Barbados.
Good morning.
So Exercise Tradewinds, as we keep hearing, is a regional exercise. This year it's being done in Barbados. Exercise Tradewinds always has what we call a humanitarian assistance, disaster response, or disaster management track. Why that is important is because not only are there security concerns in the region, but the Caribbean and the Latin America region, for example, is the second most hazardous region in the world. So we know that we prepare for hurricanes every year. But we have a significant threat for earthquakes, we know about volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, etc. So Tradewinds allows us, the emergency services, both regionally and at the national level, to come together, build resources, build capacity, and practice our response interventions to those types of things. This year, for example, Tradewinds, as we indicated, is going to have about 29 or so countries. Many of the countries will have their disaster management personnel on board as well. And just to give an indication of some of the agencies that we'll be working with during Tradewinds at the regional level, there will be the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, which is CEDEMA, Regional Security System, Caribbean Public Health Agency, or CARFA, the Pan American Health Organization, of course, United States Southern Command, and the U.S. Air Force is in there as well, Canada Joint Operations Command, and Lieutenant Colonel Simpson, he is my other on the Canadian side, so he is responsible for the HADR track on the Canadian side.
And when you say HRD,
so Humanitarian Assistance Disaster Response.
Yes.
Yeah. Apologies, we speak in acronyms.
I know. You know, just now I heard all about what? MREs.
Yes.
Meals ready to
Meals
eat.
ready to eat. Very tasty.
How about that? Yeah, so talk to me about this particular part of it, because in any crisis, humanitarian assistance is paramount, to be able to get in early and possibly save lives. I mean, we're experiencing some of this through the media and even listening to what's happening in other war-torn parts of the world. So what does it take for you to be able to kind of prep for this particular track?
So as indicated, we're also preparing for Cricket World Cup. And not only Cricket World Cup, but a lot of the Moscow type events to follow. So apart from the natural hazards, etc., there's a significant amount of things happening this year, including the 50th anniversary of Crop Over. So Tradewinds is going to allow the emergency services to come together. We're going to do, I don't want to say what the scenario is going to be, but we're going to do a couple of scenarios in 2 austere locations in Barbados. We've already started, the locations have been identified. We've done the preps at the locations, etc. The public within the space are aware. And the intent is to execute a mass casualty event, exercise, search and rescue, hazardous materials, incident management, etc. Really to not only to bring agencies together to practice and train together, but also to engage our international partners. We're going to have a helicopter asset coming out of the Mexico Armada, coming out of Mexico. We're going to have support from a Dutch vessel here to provide support as well. We'll be working closely with the field medical team. So you may see helicopter assets or emergency service vehicles moving from point to point, going to the national stadium where the FMTs are going to be stood up, etc. So it's going to be an exciting time, and a time in which, during which we will get an opportunity to test our plans, and not just test our plans, but test our resolve to see how far we can push the envelope before it actually breaks.
Now, part of your remit, so to speak, as track lead is disaster response as well. And I know that this means a great deal, as you mentioned, to this part of the region. But talk to me about how you're prepping for that particular one. I know you guys aren't necessarily sharing the simulations, but so we have an idea of what goes into being able to be at the top of your game when it comes to disaster response.
Okay, so it's a multifaceted, multi-agency approach. We operate under a national emergency management system where there are several agencies. There is persons responsible for various things. For example, police responsible for incident management, medical is in there. We have fire service responsible for hazmat, search and rescue, etc. So we've come together in our track. The track includes several entities, including Emergency Ambulance Service. We've sat to determine, using a hazard vulnerability assessment, what are the hazards that could impact upon us during Cricket World Cup? What are the hazards that could impact upon us greatly, not just impact upon us greatly during Cricket World Cup and beyond? And we've come up with a scenario, and we're going to use that scenario to test the system. And we didn't only do it on our own. We sat with our external partners as well, and they said, yeah, this makes sense. Let's run with this type of scenario. So that's the scenario that we're going to be running with, because the scenario that we want to use is going to be one that could stress Barbados as a whole and not just a particular location. And once we've done that, we'll be able to have a better appreciation of what works, what does not work, and that exercise is a good time to test what does work and what does not work, because you can reset. In your real environment, there's no reset. So this gives us a good time to practice and test, and we can say, okay, stop, that doesn't work, let's do it again, try this another way, etc. So that's why the exercise is so important. The agencies come into Barbados, and because we are a small island developing states, and if something happens in Barbados significantly, we may not be able to respond to it with the resources we have. So we need to be able to identify our regional and international partners with those resources that can assist us. Hence why Tradewinds is so critical for the region. And as you know, we're preparing for Cricket World Cup. So as you indicated earlier, we sit on a number of committees. I actually sit on the National Organizing Committee, the Local Organizing Committee, and the Security Subcommittee for the Cricket World Cup.
Wow.
So there's a lot of things happening trying to pull all these parts together.
All right. And for volunteers who are going to maybe be pushed into your particular area, what can they expect?
A very exciting time. A very exciting time. It's going to give the volunteers an opportunity to be part of it, to add some realism to the exercise. They're going to be moulaged with various injuries, etc. Some of it is going to look, I can guarantee, very real. Hence why we reiterate that you shouldn't share pictures, etc., because it could cause some distress to locals and to the diaspora if they don't understand what you're seeing. We will ensure as much as possible to prefix all the exercises with exercise, 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 so that the public does not get too and does not stress too much
They're not too
with respect to
concerned,
the event. Mm.
And generally, what would you say to people about the importance of Exercise Tradewinds to all that you do at the Department of Emergency Management?
Well, Exercise Tradewinds allows us to use a system that is already out there to test our system in Barbados. So Exercise Tradewinds will also have what we call ROATs, another acronym, Regional Observer Trainers. And these guys and these persons, both males and females, will come into Barbados, and they will do an assessment of our events. They really say it to us, and they'll be experts in various fields as well. So they'll be able to say this, you know, what you're doing there, we've done this before, it didn't work well that way, let's try it another way, etc. We also have organizations like MyMedic, which is an international NGO. I think they're working in Europe and stuff as well, and they're in Haiti as well, and they'll be here with us to help us go through the search and rescue, evolutions and the like. So it's going to bring international flavor, regional flavor to our exercise and help us understand what we're doing and sort of reassure us in that what we're doing is we're going on the right track, for example.
All right, so the 4th to the 16th of May, Exercise Tradewinds is being held here in Barbados. Captain Robert Harewood is the Deputy Director of the Department of Emergency Management and track lead for humanitarian assistance and disaster response for Exercise Tradewinds 2024. We want to make sure that you're well aware it's coming. If you know of someone, your neighbors who possibly don't know, make sure they are aware, because I know sometimes people can get carried away, particularly if they hear these simulations, which will be loud sounds and maybe helicopters flying overhead and all of this stuff. So we don't want people to be overly concerned, but we want you to be serious about it, because it truly is a serious matter to be able to be prepared and to help us to make plans just in case we need it. And if we want to go to anything that is in close memory, just think about the tropical storms and so on that have passed Barbados in the past. And in recent times, even the ashfall that has come over Barbados, the pandemic of 2020, all of these are things that we need to feel like we are prepared for, and we have a plan to be able to move forward together to minimize loss of life and most certainly to continue to thrive as a people. Thank you so much, Robert, for coming in and sharing with us. Captain Harewood.
Robert is fine.
All right, thank you again for coming in. I wish you the very best, and we certainly hope that you are ready for all that is coming. All right, the time has moved on to just about 16 minutes before 8 o'clock. Ayanna John is going to spend the last few minutes with us here on Morning Barbados. You don't want to miss that. Stay tuned.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why? I need.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
Volume, preferably in a residential area.
Who y'all talking to, man?
Calling all hip-hop lovers. This one's for you. Join us for a special episode of Tune In this Saturday, April 27th at 7:30 p.m. Do you remember rap songs from the 90s? In this episode, contestants will both guess the names of the rap artists and their songs from the 90s.
All I have is Ground Poobah. I'm gonna go with On Point.
Chat do Ray may think is in him.
The contestant with the most correct answers wins. You, the viewers at home, can join in the fun. So mark your calendars, set your reminders, and gather your crew to watch the special edition of Tune In this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And let's rewind to 90s rap music.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey Jay, have mercy. Too bad, too bad, too bad, too bad, too bad. Hey, goodness. Anytime you come here, you give me a stress. Only know to love me when I'm doing my best. Always know to hate me when I'm feeling a mess. Pull and squeeze. You know I'm a triggers like a dog with fleas. You like playing dirty and I can't find peace. We so far from heaven, do I need a priest? Only the music can't save me. I've been so heavy in my mind as of lately. Before the world done break me, I need a vibe to hold me tight and shake me. Ain't too stuck in my waist yet. Usually I be in bed when I can get out my head, so I'm out and about, yeah. So long, take me back to the days when I used to do bad. Too bad, too bad, too bad. Too bad, too bad, too bad. Too bad, cause let me see you do bad. I wanna see you do bad. Too bad, too bad, too bad. Too bad, too bad, too bad. Too bad, cause let me see you do bad. Wind down to the ground with ease. On my good knees. I want disturbing the peace. Have mercy. Have mercy. Wind up. Stick it and freeze. Not too sleaze. Don't give a man just a piece. Have mercy. Have mercy. Bet you never knew a girl like me could be so flexible. Watch me work the floor. I'm crazy. Never less incredible. Too bad like the economy. Too bad go mad. I got big energy when I work it. Work it, I turn around and see you lurking. Lurking, you got the sickness and the hurting. Hurting, I make the waves, I know you're surfing. Yeah. Ride out, let me see you burn down the set. Tear up the dance, let we walk up a sweat. This is my chance and I know how to flex. Show ya the wine if you want get the sex. Mama said, I turn the place straight. The music, turn up the DJ pan red. Bouncing up and down like a bull bear market. Semi-automatic and my moves on target. But too bad, too bad, too bad. Too bad, too bad, too bad. Too bad, cause let me see you do bad. I wanna see you do bad. Let me see you do back. Wind down to the ground with ease. On my good knees. How about disturbing the peace? Have mercy. Have mercy. Wind up, stick it and freeze. Not two sleeves. Don't give them all just a piece. Have mercy. Have mercy. Start up the show. Wind up, me darling. 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 Tuba, 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 tuba. Let me see you do bad. I wanna see you do bad. Tuba, 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 tuba. Let me see you do bad. I wanna see you do bad.
Oh, doing good, not doing bad at all. It's always good to see you. Always so good to see you, Ayanna.
Thank you.
All right, sit down. I'm going to let you catch your breath a little bit.
How are you?
I'm good. It's always so good to see you.
Oh, yes, it's absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad I get to see you again. We always meet up like this.
Yeah, but, you know, I had an opportunity to hear you a few days ago talking about all that you've been doing. You were with Sluggy Dan.
Yes.
I believe it was on Hot FM with the NTI
That's right.
program. You know, I'm listening all over, so I hear what's going on. But, you know, I learned some new stuff, and I didn't know that I could learn new stuff about Ayanna, particularly because you
know a lot.
You've been doing music for quite some time. You've been successful in many areas, and now you feel like you're settled in reggae and dance hall.
Yeah.
So tell me what has brought you to this place.
COVID. Just coming through COVID, kind of getting a feel for what I really want and what the music I really love. You know, my story isn't very much different from most people because around COVID, it was like a reset. So I just went in the basement, started listening to music that I really loved, that I heard when I was growing up. And it just got in. It wasn't a conscious it wasn't a conscious move. It was just a process. And over the past year and a half, I went to producers, Darren Grant and Peter Coppin, and I said, I think I really want to go this direction. So I worked on a song called Dreaming with Darren, and that was more kind of organic. And with Peter, he has a more bashment, raw sound. So I wanted to explore more of my chanting because over the years it was hard for me to find a balance between the singing and the chanting. I would sing majority of the song and chant a little bit, and it was almost like it was two different characters on the same song. So I think I spent a lot of years trying to find a nice balance. So I think I found it.
That's good stuff. I'm happy to hear that you were settled on this sound.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know that my real first foray into this with you was maybe with Bajan Story.
Yes.
And that's really taking us back a few years. So
That's
do
right.
that.
That's right.
Let's hear about how that maybe was the point of entry for you into this genre.
I would say, well, I always credit Buggy Nakente for kind of being a mentor in that genre. Obviously, I wasn't ready to take it there because I didn't have the experience. But I think over the years of experience, kind of just taking into account what he taught me, I was working with KB Sharp at the time he did the production. So it was a journey, but I feel like it's culminated and it's really helped me to kind of find my own sound. Some people don't always get their sound immediately when they enter into music. It takes time. And as I said, my real challenge was to find a balance between the singing and the chanting. I didn't want to sound like two different people. I wanted to sound like it was the same person. So that was I would go like super hard like a Lady Saw and then come in like a Celine, you know? So it would be like two different people competing for space on the same track. So I think that was my journey, just to find a really nice balance. So I think I've done it. We have more songs that we haven't even like really, this one obviously Do Bad would be the first one, and then we bring the others in at a later date.
I know where we see you a lot is on the hotel circuit.
That's right.
Performing almost nightly. So
It's a lot of work.
How are you able to strike the balance and get into the studio and still do those late night performances? I know that can be quite taxing.
Yeah, it's tiring, but I just believe time management. I just need to have time. Like if I feel super overwhelmed, I'll take an hour and just rest. And then I'll get my mind centered, then I'm able to go and do my work in the evenings. I make sure that I get a lot of my stuff done before 1 o'clock, so I can just take some time and then prepare for the night. So I like if I have a free morning, I'll write like 8 to 16 bars of just an idea, and then if I like it and I feel like I can continue with it, I will explore and sometimes it comes on you very very unexpectedly. You'd write your bars, and you'd be like, nah, I can't work with that. And then you'd hear a rhythm, and like, yeah, it just sits. That's what happened to a lot of the songs that I was working on. I was like, nah, I just scrap it. It's not going anywhere. And then you hear a beat, and then it just resurfaces.
Now talk to me about, you're now settled in this reggae dancehall genre, but for those of us who have followed you and your music through the years, I know that you can, as you mentioned, still really take on a Celine Dion piece, a Whitney Houston piece. So
Right.
what part does that music have in Ayanna's presentations now, or are we only going to see reggae music and dancehall music coming out from you?
I really think that that it was important for me to embrace all genres, because I don't think of music as white music or black music. I just think of it as an experience. So I think what I bring to the table. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he says, it's really really cool that you can move from one key to another, and that the transitions are like smooth. I think that is testimony to your history and actually singing ballads. So I can bring that fresh new sound to, I think, I think Caribbean music, African music is taking over, and I think just to have a nice fresh sound, something different, is very important. We are in the era of individuality.
Good
So
stuff.
it's
So
good to
Do
stand
Bad,
out.
though, it's a new release from you.
That's right.
And you're going to be touring. You're going to be doing a
Yes.
little bit of touring as well.
That's right.
And is going to be official next month. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to do, I actually released a song here in Barbados to see how people feel about the record, and people are responding really well. I'm working with a booking agent in the U.S. He's organizing some tours, because their summer is more June, July, August, whereas we start like May, right? So basically to get the song out and to get the song on that international plateau, because the phrase "do bad" is very Bajan, right? So I like that. I like that has that Bajan twist, so that when I go, everybody knows it's Bajan, right? So I still get to kind of get that Bajan feel and take it international. That's my goal. But a lot of people who have heard the song say, but this could run as a bashment soca. So I said, well, Bajan dancehall is bashment soca, is it not? So I feel like if people want to embrace it for the festival, do it. I'm not going to put a ceiling on what the song can do.
All right. I want to thank you for coming in, Ayanna.
Thank you.
It's never enough time with you, because I know you have so much going on, but we definitely have to have you back. And it's the season, as you mentioned.
Yes.
So that means you have to come back and do bad with us.
I will, I promise.
At another time, always looking wonderful.
Thank
I
you.
also picked up that you picked up sewing too, so that's another thing that we have to talk about.
I know.
Yeah, I wish I could sew. Trust me. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So we just wanted to remind you that there's lots happening this weekend, particularly the reggae weekend. So you want to make sure that you get out and get on with that. Coming up on the next Morning Barbados show, which is Tuesday's show. We are having a day off. Monday's off. So conversations on CARICOM. We're going to have, we're going to talk about period poverty and menstrual leave and all of that on that program. Plus, we have a personality interview with a Bajan Afar. We're going to talk about the BWU's May Day celebrations that will be happening the following day, which will also be a holiday. We're going to have Parados in, and we're also going to update you on QFM celebrations as we get ready for celebrating 20 years of Q 100.7 FM, and we're going to bring it home right here at CBC. So have a fantastic weekend. Do good for somebody else. Be safe. And see you here on Tuesday. Have an amazing weekend and get some rest. Thanks, Ayanna. Okay, bye from us. All right.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.